Okay, hello everyone. So today we're going to be talking about um, the 3 times I failed. Why did I have to take it 3 times? You know, why I took it in the first place, etc. So the first time I took it um, was when I got accepted to residency, and obviously the residency is expecting me to get licensed within a short amount of time, within a specific time frame. Just like is if you apply to any retail pharmacy, they're going to expect the same thing from you. So what was my, like, how much did I know before taking it, right? So I would say that I was like a BC student. That's number one. Number two is um, the only reason I think I got a residency was because of my appies. That's it. Like, I got all A's on my appies because um, I worked hard for those. And but if you look at my classes, most of them were B's, and I don't think I ever got a D, but B's and C's. That's what I was. So um, so I took the Naplex, and okay. So another thing, I did not go over compounding, and the quizzes that I took, I was like, so if you buy RX Prep, the quizzes, um, they have it by chapter, and um, you can take it as many times as you want, but there's a specific time frame for how long you have access to it. Okay, so that's how that works. And I got, some of them I did not know at all. Some of them I got like 60s, 70s, things like that. And I thought that was okay. It's just, that's stupid. Like, if you think that's okay, big mistake. Um, second thing, Second thing is that I had asked alumni, what I should focus on and what are the high yield questions and stuff like that. Hold on, I'm gonna go back. Um, so yeah, I asked them, and so a lot of them told me not to even go over compounding because it was very self-explanatory, easy stuff, and I didn't know any of it. I got so many compounding questions. Um, my exam was also, I would say, highly like HIV um, concentrated. Um, in retrospect, I don't know if that's true. That also just could be because I just didn't know shit. So that's why I think that it was HIV. I don't know. But I've heard that a lot. People say it's this there are a lot of these types of questions. I don't know. But I would, based on what I remember, it was a lot of HIV, a lot of TPN. Um, and if you don't know your HIV drugs, like the names, brand generic, you're not gonna get the question right. So so yeah, trying to think of any other objective information. Um, so yeah, that's it. So you know, I paid what, $500 plus to take the exam, about $1,000 for the RX prep, right? I think I had RX prep for 6 months, something like that. Because I had it before, but I just never used it, which again is just stupid. Like, I bought it during um, rotations, like appy rotations, but I never studied during appy rotations because I was being careless and stupid. So yeah, so I failed. Okay, I took the exam, I failed. Um, a lot of people talk about the mentality coming out of the exam, like how do you feel? So I took it 3 times. I felt the same 3 times. I felt like I didn't know shit. Oh, um, yeah. I don't know. Maybe the exam is just that's how it's designed, or I don't know. But yeah, I just always felt like I didn't know anything. So now the question became, now what do you do? Do you get kicked out. So I was doing good on my residency, alhamdulillah. Um, and my preceptor, my residency director, she thought it would be a good idea to elongate the residency, to push it out past July, um, and then based on when I get licensed, then they'll have a reevaluate when my residency should end. So that's what they were thinking. Um, and I talked to a few people. I talked to a person who took the exam 4 times while in residency. 4 times. Bro, I can't even think about taking it one time during residency. Because look, if you don't know your stuff, you're not learning anything new for the NAPLEX in residency, right? You're focusing on real life practical information. You're not focusing on NAPLEX stuff. And yeah, NAPLEX is, you know, guideline based, but if you're working in a hospital, you're usually following hospital protocols. You're not following NAPLEX protocols. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, just because a hospital does something doesn't mean that the NAPLEX is expecting the same answer, if that makes sense. So anyways, so I took talked to a few people, um, and I was like, you know what, I already paid $500. I'm not studying for this exam while I'm on residency, while I'm at while I'm at work. I have projects to do, I have research to do, I have other stuff to do. Can't be focused on this. So what do I do? So I was like, all right, time to bounce. I love my residency. I really liked it. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work. I mean, I was only there for a few months, 5-6 months, but you know, it is what it is. But so I left. And there was 2 or 3 other people that I talked to from other residencies, and they also had to leave as well. Or that they had the option to elongate, and they didn't elongate, and they just left as well, because it's very demoralizing to get to a high point, like a residency, and then to find out that you can't do it anymore because of one stupid ass exam. Even though you've been taking exams your whole life and you passed all those exams, you just couldn't pass this stupid one. So yeah, I mean, anyways, alhamdulillah, everything is for a reason, right? So just trying to see if I should walk back. Okay, I'm gonna walk this way. Okay, so just not trying to disturb people. Okay, so I left. So now I was in a weird period because I was paying rent, I was living with my wife, so losing a lot of money. Um, and we had plans. We had plans like, okay, you're gonna do a residency, you're gonna get a good job, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and all those plans sort of, went on standby because I did not pass. So now it's like, okay, what do we do? So the initial thought is go and live closer to your parents so that you can save some more money. And then I was like, you know what, I want to at least study for my NAPLEX here where I was initially, just so that, because I knew that if I went back home, it would be hard for me to study. So that's what I did. I studied for another 2 to 3 months. I got an intern position at a pharmacist place that I knew, independent pharmacy. Worked there half-time, studied half-time. Took the exam a second time. Guess what? Still did not touch compounding. Don't know why. I don't know what came over me, and I said, you know what? I got 80s on every single quiz. Fuck compounding. I don't even remember any compounding questions on the first exam, or if I did, I don't know what they were. And I bet I can get at least a 75 just with this information. Because I think compounding is 11% of the exam. So I was like, okay, 100 minus 11. All right, there we go. That's my score. Around the 80s versus 80 to 90. So, okay, that's above 75. I don't need to know compounding. I'm good with calculations. So, fuck it. Guess what? I got fucked. That's what happened. So, basic rule in life. Hold on. Basic rule is if you aim for a 75, guess what? You're going to get a 50. So, like, what is this? Shoot for the stars, and I forget what the phrase is, but basically, shoot high so that even if or shoot higher than high, shoot above 100, become over prepared so that even if you don't do that well, at least you will get the bare minimum that you need. Okay? So always shoot higher than you have to. And then the second time I took it, the exam was an hour away, which is again a stupid thing to do. I mean, I don't know. It depends on what type of person you are. The type of person that I am is that I need the least amount of distractions as possible on the day of the exam. Like, I need the same breakfast that I do every single time. I need everything, normal. But that day was not normal at all. It was an hour away. There was no parking at the location of the exam, so you had to park a little bit farther away. And I couldn't find parking. It was very hard. So, yeah. So I got to the exam, I think, 5-10 minutes late. I don't, it doesn't make a difference on the time limit, I think, on the exam. They still give you the total amount of time. But it's just hard to, like, what's it called? It's just hard to be mentally there if you're already stressed. And I was very stressed because of that, because I was late. So, yeah, that was the second time. I would say, and you know what I'll do? In another video, I will show you my reports. They don't show you the reports for if you pass, which I think is stupid, but, and I wish they gave grades and stuff, but whatever. Just trying to see where I should walk. Okay, I'm gonna go this way. So then maybe you can see the progression as well, and what I needed to focus on. So, but compounding was definitely a big one. The rest of it, I think I was okay in. Yeah. Oh, by the way, like, the scoring 1 through 4, it actually does give you a number based on your score. I think there was a PDF on the NABP website. So, I don't know, I liked just seeing the numbers more than the group 1, 2, 3, 4 thingy. That's just me. So, the third time, I finally moved to my parents' place. Everyone's upset. Everyone's sad. No one was, like, mad at me, but everyone was definitely upset, stressed out. What's going to happen with this kid? He's, like, 20 plus years old. I'm going to tell you how old I was, but, he was supposed to, grow his family by now, get things done, get a job, etc. And now I'm here. So, very stressful. And for me, it was, I feel like I'm letting everyone down. Yeah, and I mean, all my friends are doing great things, residency, Some of them became managers, so you know, alhamdulillah. So now I moved to closer to my parents, and it was like, okay, um, what should I do differently? So I got a tutor from Wyzent, and if she allows me to say her name and give her contact to everyone, I will, because she's the greatest tutor in the world. She's amazing. I love her. Um, she broke everything down for me, every single question that I had. Like, in order for me to understand stuff and to very internalize things, I need to know the ins and outs of everything, which my school did not promote at all. Many times I went to my professors and I asked them like detailed questions, and every single time it was like, oh, you don't need to know this. Oh, you don't need to know this. I hate that question. I mean, I hate that response. Um, because guess what? I do need to know it. Not to know it for the exam, but I need to know it so that my brain shuts up. That's why I need to know it, so that I can stop thinking about it. And then I can focus on the real stuff that matters. I don't know. Everyone's brain is different. That's just how my brain works. Oh, look, there's a cat. Okay, anyways. So, third time I got a tutor, and the way I used her was, you know, I did the work, I made my own schedule, but I asked her to answer all of my questions. So we would do an hour a week, um, almost an hour a week, maybe hour bi-weekly, maybe every 2 weeks by average. And then, um, yeah, and then this time I focused on compounding. Yeah, I focused on compounding this time, and I went through every single quiz. I made sure that I got an 80 or above. Oh shit! I forgot to say one more objective thing for the first one. For the first time that I took the exam, I got on my pre-NAPLEX. I got above a 70. I forgot what it was, but it was above. I think it was either a 75 or it was above 75. I don't remember, but it was like between 75 and 80. That's what it was, and I still failed. So I don't know. I'll talk about my opinion of the pre-NAPLEX later, maybe in another video. Maybe when I'm going over the third exam. Maybe that's when I'll talk about the pre-NAPLEX. So, and maybe I'll also talk about the RX prep quiz or the exam that's on the from UWorld, the RX prep huge exam they have. I think it's like 300 questions or something like that. So, yeah, I'm just going in circles. Okay. Um, so exam 3, much more focused and much more in the in the mode that I don't give a crap of what another person says. I am taking it when I'm ready. That's it. And I made a deadline for myself of 3 months that whether or not I'm done studying, I'm still gonna get a job. And maybe I'll talk about that in another video, getting a job and studying at the same time. I think my memory's about to go. So real quick, took the third time, focused on compounding, focused on treatment algorithm, because that's another thing that I needed to bump up in terms of my group grade thing. And yeah, alhamdulillah, I passed. So that's it for the video, and I will go into details of studying and everything